Okay, so a little bit about my dysfunction is I grew up I grew up in a family filled with dysfunction. Everybody had an issue, like everybody's family. They had an issue, they had a problem, they had an addiction, some sort of personality disorder or mental disability or whatever you want to call it. But it all comes from dysfunction. Everybody knows something is wrong. Nobody wants to talk about it. And when they do figure out what's wrong, all they want to do is shelter from it, protect themselves from it. Even when they have their children, they feel like if they can just keep them out of this environment or away from certain people or other things that are like these people, that they'll save them. Nope, doesn't work. Not gonna happen. It's in the DNA, honey. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to realize it, but it's in the DNA. And that DNA got to be changed. Those behavior patterns got to be revealed. They have to be dealt with and faced. They have to be worked on. That's how you heal it. That's how you change it. That's how you correct it. You know how, like for instance, I'll say, use myself. I was in a wedding one time, and in this wedding, you have to follow the instructions of the bride. You got to do this. You got to look this way. You got to wear this. Put on the makeup. I'm not that chick. I'm not the makeup, lashes, and all of that. So long story short, got my hair done, lashes, makeup. So uncomfortable. Oh my God, so uncomfortable. But I did it. I had to walk down the aisle with the groomsmen and all of that. Wearing heels. I don't wear heels. It's not my thing. Uncomfortable. It was horrible. So I saw somebody that I hadn't seen in a long time at the wedding, and we were talking, and I was so happy to see them. And when the conversation was over, somebody else came, and we were talking, and then that conversation was over, and something told me look down. And when I looked to the ground, I saw one of my eyelashes was on the ground. Now I don't know how long the eyelash been down there. It could have been down there the whole time I was standing there, because I never moved from, with all the people that I was talking to. But the eyelash was down there. And when I realized the eyelash was down there, I went to bend down to pick up the eyelash, and somebody else came over to me and they was talking to me. And we had a whole conversation like the previous people before them. And they never mentioned the freaking eyelash. Nobody ever said, girlfriend, let me take off this eyelash. Or, do you know your eyelashes? Nobody ever mentioned I had on one eyelash. And that infuriated me. It just took me to a different place where I was ready to go. It was like, okay, fake, phony, unconcerned people, or everybody that I spoke to, I was so happy to see them, blah, blah, blah. Everything they said out of their mouth, to me, at that moment, was a lie. Because you're standing here talking to me. I got one eyelash on. And you couldn't say, oh, you got an eyelash. Instead, oh, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful, you're... Really? Really? Or how people will walk out the bathroom and they'll have tissue underneath their shoe, and everybody will watch them with this tissue on their shoe, but nobody will step on the tissue or say, excuse me, you have tissue on your shoe. Why do people do that? I don't understand that. No, I don't understand that. You'll see me hurting, you'll see me, something's wrong, but you won't say anything. Not to address it. And then afterwards, you'll go laugh, he, and talk with other people about the thing that's wrong, the dysfunction, or the brokenness, or the hurt. That's not help. That's not healing. There's nothing honest, truthful, or loving about that. Nothing. Nothing at all. So why do we do it? That's a question we could ask ourselves. We'll probably come up with a lot of excuses, but what's the real reason that we do it? It's just something, just to have something to talk about? Why? It can't be that we're embarrassed. We're not trying to save them embarrassment, or else we'd help. We'd do the right thing. But that's just me.